The Brutal Iron Gym podcast, where our goal is to cut through the BS and deliver the brutal truth about topics related to health and happiness. So today's topic is mindset, and the title is 10-cent squat. So some of you actually might know what this is in reference to, but I'm going to assume that the overwhelming majority do not. But there is a strength coach named Louis Simmons, and he's arguably, if not the best strength coach, definitely one of the best. And he has a quote that says, "Don't have $100 shoes, but a 10-cent squat." And what he means is for people not to worry about or focus on what they're wearing when they're in the gym, so much to the point that that's their main focus whenever their lifts and their quality of technique and everything they're doing is very poor quality. So they might have, $100 shoes, but they have the equivalent of a 10-cent squat, meaning they're focusing on the wrong things. So they should be focusing on technique, on the substance and the quality of the work that they're doing, not on their appearance. So that is definitely something we want to think of, and it's a good kind of mindset awareness for us in the gym, but also in life. So if we kind of dig deeper into that concept, it would be don't focus on appearance, instead focus on substance. So I've actually had a couple recent experiences that kind of brought this quote to my mind, which kind of led to this podcast. Is I've been traveling recently, and when I travel, my family is awesome enough to understand that every once in a while I need to escape and go work out. So I will, when I'm traveling, try to find gyms, maybe local to the area or something interesting on like Instagram or social media or something. See if I can find a place that seems like unique or cool. Or like out of the ordinary, and I'll try to go to that place. Sometimes I just go to local YMCA's or whatever's around if there's not anything kind of more independent owned kind of place. So some of the YMCA's I've been to have actually been better than some of the independent places. So just kind of trying to get new experiences and seeing new places. I like to kind of see, what's good about their gym that maybe I can copy, what maybe is bad about the gym to make sure I don't have the same thing in my gym. So it's always a good learning experience for me in the sense of like a comparison, and I'm always comparing to try to make our gym better. So I think one of the worst things I could do is go in there and be like, oh, my gym's better in this way or my gym's better in that way, and then I leave there just go like with my gym being the same. That's pretty stupid. So I'd rather go in there and say, what are they doing awesome that I need to copy? So that way we can always get our gym better. And but on this recent trip, and then also I've just been going to some recent gyms, local gyms here recently just for fun and kind of getting out and about. And what I've seen in some new gyms, and to each their own, but I'm going to give a story that kind of follows with our theme of the day, is some new gyms that I've been to, everything is so focused on appearance, and they have absolutely no substance. So I am quite snooty when it comes to gyms. I personally would rather have a gym where everything is beat up and old, but it works perfectly smooth, fits your body really well. The ergonomics of the machine kind of match normal movement pathways, and you can get great results because the equipment fits your body and it fits what you're trying to do with it. Now, I've gone to some of these new gyms, and everything is color-coded. Like the paint on the wall, they'll have like rubber flooring with the speckles in it that is the exact same color as the paint on the wall. Then the machines are all the same color, so they'll have like a theme. It's usually black and something. So, but everything will be themed, and it matches really well, and it looks very pretty. So, the appearance of the gym is very, very inviting. It makes you feel like you're kind of at a cool place. So it kind of just looks neat. It draws you in, and they get like an A+++ on the appearance. And that is definitely where these gyms have their focus. So they're trying to draw people in. When they get in, they get excited. They look around. Everything looks cool. It kind of looks like what you would think is in like magazines, and no one even reads magazines anymore. But what you would see, like, I guess in like Instagram videos and YouTube videos. So I'm old. But when you start using the equipment, that's whenever everything goes absolutely down the tank. So I went to one gym recently, and their adductor machine, where you sit and kind of like push your legs in to kind of work on the inner thighs. I used the entire stack for 50 reps. So that machine was pretty damn stupid because I am not that strong on adductors. But it was just like the machine wasn't set up correctly. The seat height didn't match the knee height, and the leverages, like the length of the arm of the leg piece, didn't match ergonomically. So you had way better leverage than what you should have had. So I was doing like a 200-pound stack for like 50 reps and just got bored basically. Whereas the adductor and abductor we have here at our gym, it's Magnum. It's an old piece, but they have freaking awesome plate loading capabilities. They go by 2-pound jumps, which is just ridiculous. But it's super awesome for progression-based training. And then also, like, our stack goes up to 200 some odd pounds, but I'll be damned if anybody can probably even do 150 on these things. They're weighted correctly to where I have, at the lightest weights, my true beginners can do them totally fine. But even my advanced athletes can't max out the machine. So that's what we're looking for, that's what we would want, is machines that kind of, the weight loads have use to you. So for that one, for example, the strongest people, even moderately strong, that machine would have been useless for them because it didn't have enough weight load due to the ergonomics or the way the machine was made. Whereas another gym I went to, they have a standing hamstring curl, and the weight stack goes up, I think, over like well over 100 pounds. But I'll be damned if you can do the 20-pound plate on the first damn like peg hole. So I've had like women that I've trained with there, and they can't even do 1 rep on the machine at an empty like stack. So when it just has a single first plate on it, they can't even do 1. So whereas I'll do like the second weight option, and it kills me to do 10. So that company, I don't know what the hell they were smoking or what kind of drugs they were on, but they're absolute morons in the way they made that. And or the person who put that machine together somehow messed it up and got the cable wrong. But it's not even usable, and it's been that way for years in that place. So yeah, everything's color-coded, but you can't use half the shit. What's the point of that? I was at another gym, and I was using their brand new chest press machine that they're all super excited about. And they don't even have it balanced on the floor. They don't have it set up correctly. So as you're pressing, the weights on the left side of the left arm slide and almost fall off the machine. So you have to put a clamp onto the machine on one side to hold the plate on. That's ridiculous. So these places put, oh gosh, well over $100,000 into their gym, and everything looks pretty, but it's absolute shit. It's horrible quality. The stuff doesn't fit right. It doesn't feel right. Nothing really kind of works well. They don't have any of the plates dispersed evenly amongst the equipment to where like it's actually easy to get to. You have to walk, all the way across the gym to find a 10-pound plate. They have all the plates stacked up on one area, but they don't have any plates next to other plate-loaded machines on the other side of the gym. So it's absolutely stupid. These people, whoever the owners are, in my opinion, they're lazy as hell. They must not use their own damn gym, because clearly anybody who tried to work out there who had any knowledge is going to get frustrated as hell and leave. So these are $100,000 plus gyms, and they paid 0 cents, not even 10 cents. They paid 0 cent attention to the usage of the gym. So it looks pretty, and people who don't know any better come in, they sign up, they get their year contract, and then they're stuck. And then they start using stuff, nothing feels comfortable. They don't really know how to use any of it. You have to walk around the gym to find anything. People get kind of like demoralized, and then they end up quitting the gym in regards to not going anymore, but they're under that contract, so they still have to pay. So there's that owner getting a whole bunch of money from people that they're not earning, because the people can't even use their gym. But they trapped them under these contracts. So it's basically a bullshit kind of moral way of like making money. You're basically just ripping people off. So that's what I've seen. For them is their appearance is great, but the substance is awful. And even the music. The one place had this absolutely trash rap music where it's talking about all this sex stuff, and then talking like derogatory towards women, like all the focus is on money and just all the garbage shit of our world. And they have that blasting across the entire gym. Then another gym I went to had no music whatsoever, It was just awkwardly quiet. Which, I mean, most people nowadays they're gonna bring in their own like headphones and stuff, but there's no ambiance, there's no personality, there's no feel to that place. It would be creepy to work out there if you didn't have headphones. So if everybody has headphones on, you're not promoting any social connections. You're not promoting people like, meeting and greeting each other, because everybody's going to feel awkward without any music on, so they're all going to put headphones on. So these places, the people put $100,000 plus into the appearance, but they put the equivalent of, say, 10-cent thought into the substance and the usage quality of their gym. So as a gym owner myself, when you look at that stuff, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And you would feel bad for the people if they weren't like pretty much fully aware of what they were already doing. So they're kind of aware that what they're doing is kind of trapping people. And it sucks that there's people in this industry that have that mindset. So that's a gym related aspect when you look at like a gym owner, but even gym goers. Okay, I know a ton of people, and this might offend some people, so get ready. But if you've been listening to this podcast for any length of time, I've probably already offended you before. So, but I know a ton of people, they put a whole bunch of money into buying brand name apparel. So they have to have, the coolest shirt, the coolest clothes, like women who buy new leggings every month. I've had one woman that bought like shoes every month, and I'm like, how the hell are you going through shoes in 1 month? And they weren't. They just had a closet full of shit, and they thought it made them look pretty to go work out in new clothes. And there is something to having confidence in yourself, but you shouldn't have to buy the confidence. Okay? So you are an awesome person whether you have brand new shoes on or old shoes. Your shoes don't make the person. You are who you are. Okay? Shoes be damned. But you'll see people buy all these brand new clothes, put money into leggings, and then they're the same people who bitch and moan that they don't have enough money for personal training, or they don't have enough money to get nutrition plans, or they're on social media asking for a cheap, I want to get like programming, but I don't want to pay a lot of money. However, I just paid $80 last month for leggings that I absolutely didn't need. Okay, well, $80 could have got you a training session or two. Why the hell, are you worried about brand new leggings when you already have 40,000 pair, but yet you won't go get a training session or two? So, and especially whenever the people complain about it. So it's one thing if you just don't want training, that's fine, spend your money however you want. But if you bitch about how expensive training is, but then you buy $100 worth of clothes every month, you're pretty stupid. That's a pretty dumb way to use your money. You are definitely focusing on appearance, not substance. So you are the $100 shoe, 10-cent squat person. Now, like I said, I knew that was going to offend somebody. I don't mean to offend you for no purpose. I just want to raise awareness that you have to be careful of how you spend your money. So if you complain about not having money for some things, you need to look at what you do spend your money on and ask yourself, is it worth it? Is this more important than the thing I'm complaining about not having? So is what I have more important than what I don't have? So if you like buying new clothes and then you just want to bitch that you don't have money for training programming because it makes you seem like you give a shit about training programming, okay, fine, do that. So now you're worrying about appearance to other people. So no longer appearance of clothes, you just want to look good compared to for other people. That way they think that you're intense or serious or whatever. So that's a whole new problem. So that's what we want to think about is, are we focusing on appearance more than we're focusing on substance? And I absolutely do not mean this just in the gym. So you probably already knew this is where this was going, is we have to go outside of the gym and look at our regular lives. Okay? So I was talking with a friend recently, and we were talking about, just kind of playfully talking about what would be like a dream car or like a cool car that we would like to own. So anybody that knows me knows that I don't know a damn thing about vehicles. So you can name a type of car and I will have to Google it because I don't know what it would look like. So this person was doing that. They were sending me names of stuff and I'm like, I don't know what that is. And I'm like trying to search it up online, and you'd look online and the car would be like $100,000 and it'd be like, holy freaking crap, you're never going to get that. So we were kind of joking, and then we had kind of talked about how this friend in particular, they're driving around in an older vehicle. They treat it really well. They keep it clean, but it is beat up, has, some paint marks and whatnot. But they're doing that so they don't have to have a car payment and they can work their way out of debt. And that is cool, isn't it? So they do take pride in the vehicle that they have. They keep it clean on the inside and the outside. But yeah, it's beat up. Yeah, it's old. But they have a bigger picture in mind. They want to be debt free. So that is a perfect example of appearance versus substance. So they do care about their appearance. They want to respect the vehicle that they own now, but they're not going to go more in debt to try to get a better appearance. So their substance is getting out of debt so that way they can live a healthier, happier life, like healthier, like stress free and that kind of stuff. So they can kind of do bigger, fun things later in life. They can save their money rather than having to pay it in interest and pay it back to loans and whatnot. So that's what we want. Like, what are we doing in our life outside of the gym in regards to balancing appearance versus substance? So I have another person who I know through the gym, and I've worked with them off and on for a couple of years, and I think they've worn the same one or two outfits for like the last 4 or 5 years I've known them to the gym. So part of it is what they feel comfortable in, and that's great and all. And what I'm saying this for is the awesomeness that this person wears what they're comfortable, but they don't feel the need to have brand new clothes all the time. So instead, where they take their extra money is they buy personal training sessions, or they get programming, or they get nutritional help. So many people are so focused on how they look like with their clothes on, so what their clothes look like, but they don't put any money or any effort into their training, like above and beyond just showing up. Like, so they'd rather put their money in their clothes than they would into their knowledge, okay? And then that knowledge is going to make their body look better. So this person I'm talking about, they might not have the nicest, newest clothes. So their clothes look okay, but they don't look amazing. However, I bet under those clothes, they probably look pretty damn amazing because they've actually been focusing on the right stuff. They've been focusing on how to get leaner, how to get more muscular, how to balance out their physique. So it's funny how some people will spend hundreds of dollars on what's over top of their body, and then others will spend their money on what their body actually looks like. So it's kind of funny is if you ask most people when they come to the gym, they're going to say they want to get healthy. They're going to want to say that they like want to work on strength. They're going to blah 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 blah. Everybody just wants to look good naked. So everybody wants to look good naked. We all want to look better, confident in the way that we feel physically. Okay? And it's funny to see how some people will spend the money on the external, like the appearance, and then others will spend the money on what actually gets them their goal. So I'm not advocating that you buy personal training, but it's a good example to see how some people focus more on appearance versus substance in regards to that type of thing. So where might we be focusing on appearance too much in our life? So do you have anything in your life that, now that we're kind of thinking about this concept of, appearance versus substance, is there anywhere that maybe you feel like, oh crap, like I might be focusing a little too much on appearance in this area? So where might that be? So you think of it as clothes. It's good to have clothes you feel confident in. I'm not saying don't have nice stuff. But what I'm saying is find a balance between buying that stuff and having money for the other things that you want to have in life. And are you putting too much emphasis on your clothes? Like, is that how you find your confidence? Do you have confidence if you have to wear bummy clothes? So if somebody just caught you in kind of like your lounge around the house clothes, okay, you're still the same awesome person you are in lounge around the house clothes than as you are with brand new leggings. Okay, or if you're a dude, whatever the hell guys wear that they think they look cool in. I have no clue. So, but you should be the same. Like, you should act the same. You should be just as confident. Now, true, if you're going to like a business meeting or a first date, you're going to want to look good. Okay, I'm just talking about general life, is you should not have your confidence attached to your appearance. Your confidence should be based on who you are. Okay, so I remember I trained a girl one time, and she came into the gym, and she was kind of like not her like fun, playful, usual self. She was kind of like a little quiet. She was like kind of looking down at the floor, and we were having an okay session, but kind of like I could tell something was off. And I thought maybe, I'll just kind of let them get into the workout. Maybe they'll bring it up, but they didn't really bring it up in the first 10, 15 minutes. So I kind of just asked them, since we're friends, I said, hey, what's going on? Like, you seem kind of down today. Are you okay? And they're like, yeah, I'm fine. And they were kind of like sheepish about it. And I said, no, seriously, what's going on? And here the lady said, like the friend said, she said, I forgot to wear my makeup. I looked at her and I said, "Oh yeah, okay," because I didn't really think of it until she pointed it out. Then I was like, "Oh yeah, she doesn't have any makeup on." And then idiot guy me, I'm sitting there like, and like, what does that matter? And then we talked a little more, and she said that she kind of just, she was afraid people would look at her. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, you look gorgeous whether you have makeup or not. Like, you're still the same fun, awesome, wonderful person whether you have makeup or not. You're still funny. You still have, like, just that personality that people enjoy about her. So that she didn't need makeup to be to be beautiful. Her personality was beautiful. So her smile was beautiful. That's where beauty comes from. So that's something we want to pay attention to. Are we valuing appearance too much? Okay, maybe our cars, like I said. So sometimes people will go in debt or they'll get themselves in financial trouble just to have a certain appearance through a vehicle. Okay, so that's something we definitely don't want to do. And another thing is people pay attention to kind of like the pictures they post and the stories they tell on social media. So they want the appearance of their life on social media to look so good that they'll spend 30 40 minutes altering like a photo. So they'll be photoshopping a photo for 40 minutes when they could be reading a good book about like learning self-compassion, like learning life skills. Maybe even just something that like you could spend time with a friend with those 40 minutes. Get on the phone and talk to a friend. That might bring you more happiness in your life. Okay, than spending 40 minutes photoshopping some damn photo to tell some fake story on social media that no one really gives a shit about. Okay, so you have to pay attention to where you're putting your focus in life. Are you focusing on appearance or are you focusing on substance? Okay, so that's something we want to look at. And one thing about this is we all have something that we need to work on, character wise, substance wise, myself included. I have a million things I'm trying to work on. And I actually have like notes on my phone. I have a daily tracker on behaviors that I want to correct or things that I want to bring more into my life. So more connections with other people. So like there's things that I'm working on every single day in myself. So I'm included in this as well. So I'm not preaching, from anywhere above anybody else. I'm preaching amongst the crowd. I have things that I need to focus on in myself too, to bring up my substance. And that's what we want to look at is we all have something that we can benefit from working on in our character. Okay? We all do, myself included. So it's important that we don't hide behind the easier aspect of trying to orchestrate this amazing lie, this amazing appearance, rather than spending the kind of hurtful, more kind of effort into correcting it and fixing it. So like I said, if you're spending 40 minutes photoshopping a photo because you want to look pretty in the photo, you're better off spending 40 minutes reading a book about self-compassion and learning that beauty isn't in that photo. Beauty is in your smile. Beauty is in your character. Beauty is in the light that you bring to other people's lives. That's what makes people beautiful. So that's what we want to think of is, am I getting lost in playing the game of appearance when I should be taking that effort and working on my substance? So that's what we want to look for. Okay? So think about in your life, like, first of all, commend yourself on the areas that you are doing well at. So applaud yourself. Enjoy the victories of the effort you're already putting in. Okay? So chances are you're doing a hell of a lot more right than you're ever doing wrong. So, so make sure we don't get caught up in beating ourselves up in this process. So celebrate your victories. Be proud of the good stuff that's in you. And then recognize, like all of us, that we all have, a couple things here and there that we could also work on. So we're not totally broken. We're great, awesome people with a few things that we need to correct. But make sure you're putting into correcting those things, but putting in effort to correct those things. Okay? Don't put your effort into hiding them. Don't put your effort into trying to tell lies around them or twisting them. Put your effort into physically, actually addressing the issue. Okay? It's going to give you a much healthier, happier life. If all you ever focus on is appearance, it's an ever-moving, always moving goal. Always moving target. You're never going to be satisfied. Because once you orchestrate the lie, you then have to put the effort into maintaining the lie. Okay? So don't get lost in that game. Work on substance, work on character, work on the things that matter more deeply than the superficial surface stuff. Okay? Cool. So, in the gym and in life, as Louis Simmons says, don't have $100 shoes but only a 10-cent squat. Okay? So, it'd be much better to have the best squat you can have and be barefoot if you need to be. Okay? So, focus on substance over appearance. Hopefully this gave you some insight, gave you some things to think of. And like I said, you're probably doing a better job than what you might think, so don't beat yourself up over this. Just find 1 or 2 areas that maybe you can work on and start working on them. So just make small improvements every day. That's the goal. Cool. So if you like this information, you can find more from us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, Brutal Iron Gym. Also, if you like the podcast, please share it with family and friends. Please, please, please. The more people we help, the happier the world will be. And if you have any questions, feedback, or suggestions, we'd love to hear from you. So this podcast is for you, so we want to know what you want to learn about. And you can tell us at our email at brutalironGym@gmail.com. As always, I hope this was helpful. And thank you for listening.